Have you ever wondered what it truly means when headlines say an artist has reached a major milestone on Spotify? Is it just another number, or is it something much deeper? Today, we're breaking down the real story behind the latest Spotify achievements of BTS members Jimin and Jungkook and why these milestones matter in a real, measurable way. Stay with me until the end of this video, because we're not just talking about numbers. We're talking about growth, consistency, global reach, and what this means for their careers moving forward. Let's start with the basics. Spotify is currently one of the largest music streaming platforms in the world. For any artist, reaching a significant streaming milestone on Spotify is not easy. It requires millions, sometimes billions, of streams across different countries. These streams come from paid subscribers, free users, playlist placements, algorithm recommendations, and organic searches. So when Jimin and Jungkook reach major milestones, it reflects sustained listener interest, not just short-term hype. Now, let's talk about Jimin first. Jimin's solo journey officially entered a new phase when he began releasing individual projects separate from group promotions. His solo music showcases a softer, emotional vocal tone while still maintaining strong production quality. What stands out about Jimin's streaming performance is consistency. Instead of experiencing a quick spike followed by a sharp drop, his songs have shown steady accumulation of streams over time. That's important. On Spotify, longevity often matters more than debut numbers. A song that continues to gain streams weeks and months after release shows replay value. When a milestone is reached, whether it's a certain number of total streams or a new peak in monthly listeners, it signals that listeners are returning to the track repeatedly. It also indicates international engagement. Spotify data is global, meaning streams can come from Asia, North America, Europe, Latin America, and beyond. For Jimin, this milestone confirms that his solo music resonates widely, not only within a dedicated fanbase but also among casual listeners who add his songs to their personal playlists. Now let's shift to Jungkook. Jungkook's solo releases have leaned into global pop sounds, which makes sense considering his vocal versatility. His tracks have been structured in a way that fits easily into international pop playlists. This strategic alignment with global music trends has helped expand his reach. Reaching a Spotify milestone as a solo artist suggests strong playlist performance. Spotify's editorial playlists, as well as algorithm-based playlists like Discover Weekly and Release Radar, play a huge role in exposing songs to new audiences. When a track performs well, Spotify's system recommends it to even more users. That creates a snowball effect. Jungkook's milestone reflects that his music has successfully entered that cycle of discovery and recommendation. It shows that listeners are not only curious but genuinely engaged. Now here's something important to understand. Being part of BTS provides a powerful platform, but solo success is never automatic. When group members release individual music, the market treats it separately. Each song competes against global releases from artists across every genre. That means Jimin and Jungkook are competing not just within Kpop, but within the entire global pop market. Their ability to reach major Spotify numbers proves that they are holding their own in that competitive space. Another factor to consider is timing. The music industry today moves extremely fast. Every Friday, dozens of high-profile artists release new music. Listeners are constantly exposed to fresh content. Maintaining attention in this environment requires more than just a strong debut week. It requires sustained conversation, strong word of mouth, and repeat streaming behavior. Both artists have shown that their releases can maintain visibility beyond the first week. Let's talk about global reach in more detail. Spotify operates in over 180 markets. When an artist reaches a major streaming milestone, it often means their music is charting or performing well in multiple regions simultaneously. This kind of widespread reach strengthens their global brand. For Jimin, his solo streaming achievements reinforce his artistic identity. His music tends to highlight emotional expression and vocal nuance. That emotional authenticity connects across language barriers. Even listeners who don't understand Korean fluently can connect to tone and melody. For Jungkook, his global pop sound creates accessibility. His pronunciation, vocal clarity, and production choices allow his songs to sit comfortably alongside Western pop hits in curated playlists. This balance between authenticity and accessibility plays a big role in streaming success. Now let's discuss fan support, but realistically. Fans absolutely contribute to streaming milestones. Organized streaming efforts, playlist sharing, and social media promotion can boost numbers, especially during release week. However, long-term milestones require organic listening. Spotify's system tracks listening behavior in detail. If users skip a song quickly, it can negatively affect performance. For a song to continue growing, listeners must actually enjoy it enough to let it play fully and replay it. The continued rise in streams for both artists indicates genuine engagement, not just coordinated activity. Another important metric tied to Spotify milestones is monthly listeners. Monthly listeners measure how many unique accounts stream an artist within a 28-day period. When this number rises significantly, it suggests that new audiences are discovering the music. Reaching new peaks in monthly listeners often happens when songs cross into new markets or receive increased playlist exposure. It can also happen when a track gains traction on social media platforms, driving people to search for it directly. In both Jimin and Jungkook's cases, their milestones reflect expanding visibility. Now let's consider career impact. Streaming performance influences many areas of the music industry. Strong numbers can affect award nominations, brand partnerships, festival bookings, and media coverage. When artists demonstrate consistent global streaming power, they become attractive collaborators. For solo artists emerging from a globally recognized group, this is especially important. It proves that their appeal is not limited to group identity. These milestones also show strategic planning. Music releases are often supported by promotional schedules, visual content, interviews, and performance appearances. Coordinated rollout strategies can maximize streaming impact. The way both artists have structured their solo eras suggests careful preparation. But planning alone cannot guarantee success. Ultimately, the audience decides. The audience's response, reflected in streaming milestones, shows acceptance of their solo musical directions. There's also a cultural dimension to this story. K-pop's presence on global streaming platforms has grown steadily over the last decade. Each major milestone achieved by Korean artists reinforces the genre's position within mainstream global music. When individual members of BTS achieve large-scale streaming milestones, it highlights the depth of talent within the group. It also demonstrates that K-pop artists can succeed independently while maintaining group identity. Now, let's talk about sustainability. Can these numbers continue to grow? Based on current trends in streaming culture, songs that achieve early strong momentum often continue accumulating streams over time. If tracks are added to evergreen playlists such as mood-based or genre-based playlists, they can generate consistent daily streams long after release. This long-tail streaming effect is what turns big numbers into historic milestones. For Jimin and Jungkook, their recent achievements may serve as a foundation for future records. Each milestone increases anticipation for the next release. It also raises the baseline expectation for performance. However, sustained success will depend on musical evolution. Audiences appreciate growth. Artists who experiment while maintaining their core identity often perform best over time. Both Jimin and Jungkook have shown willingness to explore different sounds while staying true to their vocal strengths. Let's also recognize the emotional side. For artists who trained for years before debuting, reaching global streaming milestones is validation. It represents international recognition of their work. For fans who have supported them since early days, these moments feel shared. But beyond emotion, there is data. Streaming milestones are quantifiable. They can be measured, compared, and analyzed. They reflect real listening behavior from millions of accounts worldwide. In an industry where perception often shapes narrative, hard data matters. And the data clearly shows that both artists are thriving as solo performers. As we look ahead, it will be interesting to see how future releases perform. Will they surpass previous milestones? Will they explore new genres? Will collaborations further expand their streaming footprint? What's certain is this: reaching significant Spotify milestones in today's competitive landscape is a meaningful achievement. It requires talent, strategy, timing, and audience connection. Jimin and Jungkook have demonstrated all four. Their streaming success does not happen in isolation. It reflects years of global touring, fan engagement, musical experimentation, and digital adaptation. Most importantly, it reflects listener choice. Every stream represents someone pressing play. And when millions or even billions of streams accumulate, it tells a powerful story of global resonance. So the next time you see a headline about a Spotify milestone, remember that behind that number is a complex mix of artistry, data, and audience loyalty. Jimin and Jungkook's recent achievements are not just impressive, they are indicators of long-term positioning within the global music market. If you found this breakdown helpful and want more detailed updates like this, make sure you watch till the end and stay connected for future analysis. Subscribe for more authentic K-pop updates and milestone breakdowns.